Broadcasting now. And then when the channel goes live, which is now, I will say the thing that I say, which is hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dungeons and
Woo-hoo.
Dragons.
I am Christiana Ellis. Our players tonight, I just realized I've got everyone back in the wrong spots again. Let's put everyone,
Oh,
switch Jenny Meltzer as Zaleen.
yeah. So, I just believe that I'm sequential today. That's all.
Hmm. Well,
Not so
we
bad.
also have Chooch Schubert as Sequential.
Hello, hello.
We have Starla Hutchton as Carolina Swift.
Hello, friends.
We have Mark Kilfoyle as Nedry Shiny Rock.
From a certain perspective, we're all sequential.
And we also have Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn, who is AFK for the moment, but shall rejoin us shortly. So in the meantime, let's discuss what happened last time. You continued to fight your way through the various hazards of this ancient workshop slash observatory slash doomsday machine. And, you got parboiled a little bit. But you came out of that okay. And then you talked a little bit about what's the plan for this observatory slash doomsday machine. And you decided that you're going to sleep on it. Needed a long rest after a long day. But in the middle of the night, during the second watch, while Zaleen and Sequential were on watch, Sequential suddenly activated and started acting strangely, eventually requesting to hold and study the deep jade circlet of your previous knowledge, and studied it for a little while, and then set it down, whereupon it disappeared, at which point Sequential suddenly recognized that something weird had just happened. He had no memory of doing any of that. Instead, he had memory of being in a strange, small, dark container somewhere. But now he's back, but now what? So I'll also let everyone know that the Pocket Protectors have leveled up to level 9, but the status of their long rest is to be determined because they're currently still in the middle of their second watch. So what we have are Carolina and Zinhorn are only 2 hours into their long rest. Zaleen and Sequential have another, basically, another 2 hours that they would need to hang out and not do anything strenuous. And then likewise, Evan, your sidekick, and Nedry would also need that 2 hours to complete their long rest. But then again, Deep Jade Circlet just disappeared. Something weird happened to Sequential. So, Pocket Protectors, specifically Zaleen and Sequential, who are awake, what would you like to do?
this, this is really,
I mean-
really unnerving. I've never experienced anything like this. I think I need to do. I think I need to plug back into the terminal, do diagnostics, or
I don't think that's a good idea if that's what caused this to happen.
oh,
Maybe that's what caused it.
but
Do you have any abilities to make things disappear or go somewhere that you never told me
no.
about?
I worked out that invisibility, but I did figure out how to see things that are invisible, like the inverse. But
Oh, you should do
No,
that and see if we
like-
can see it. Maybe it's like invisible.
I'd have to. Actually, I don't really have it prepared to
Oh, okay.
I mean,
do it. Do I?
if all
Oh, no,
it
I
did
do.
was turn invisible, you could probably verify that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, just reach out and
I
try
can
to grab
feel.
it, which I will do.
You pat your hand around the place where it had been sitting, and you do not feel it.
Yeah, I don't think it's here. Do you think we should? Oh, I don't know. Sequential, this is not good. This is not good. Like you're a secret evil robot inside.
I I don't want to be.
I know. They never do. Like they want to be good.
So I
and
was
do good.
having a conversation and
Yeah. You were looking for
I was
something.
studying it, but
You were like opening all of your packs and looking through everything. We pulled out your stomach and we were going through that. And I was like, what are you looking for finally? And you told me you were thinking something about the circlet that you needed to look at because you thought you saw an inscription on it. And I had it in my backpack because I was carrying it for Nedry, and I took it out and you analyzed it and you said, oh yeah, there it is. And then it disappeared. And then you were back to you. Can I try something?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to tap sequential on the forehead, like tink, 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 and be like, evil sequential. Can you come out, please? I have to ask you something really important.
Just me.
It's still you? Oh.
No new box.
What was the last thing you remember?
I swear it was like I guess you'd call it a nightmare or a dream or something. But yeah, I was just kind of in this void space and just, I thought I was just asleep dreaming and then came to and was standing here.
So that's the last thing you remember was powering down for your rest.
Yeah. And then just like this, just being like boxed, like being kind of trapped.
I wonder if you're
perception of anything.
I wonder if you're cursed. I'm gonna try to cast that cursey spell on you. Remove curse. I'm gonna try that.
That sounds better.
That cursey spell.
Yeah.
So, do you have the spell slot for that? Given that you,
yeah, because we took a short rest, and my
right,
warlock spells come back. So.
Nice.
So I think you cast remove curse, and as your magic reaches out, it does not grab a hold of anything.
Oh. You're not cursed. Oh, what is wrong with you? I don't know anything about these kinds of things. Do you think we should wake up Nedry? I mean, it's kind of important.
Yeah, I guess.
But also, like, he's probably super tired.
Well,
you don't feel evil at all right now, right?
No, I don't feel evil. I feel confused and a little scared.
Would you tell me if you felt evil?
I would like to. I think I would. I trust you.
Do you?
And I don't think you can trust me right now, though. So
maybe you should.
I guess we should probably wake everybody and like tie me up.
I will tie you up and let them sleep. Is that okay?
Yeah. I'm not really sure the best.
I could use your giant never-ending rope.
Sure.
Okay. So I will spend like 15 minutes just like wrapping this rope around and around, like making it impossible for them to get out.
So it's not even like you're trying to do careful knots. You're just like covering him with rope.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, because you're taking the time to do that, I won't make you make a check, but you are just using a ridiculous amount of rope. It's going to be a pain in the butt to untie him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It pulls out 50 feet at a time, up to.
I think that you're okay with that though, right? Sequential, like if it takes a long time, you're fine.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to. I don't want something else to happen.
I don't think that you're going to tell me if you turn evil again, but if you start to feel weird and you notice it, maybe you could tell me.
Yeah.
Do you have any secret compartments, like
Mm.
in your body?
No, there's not much room. It's,
Hmm.
what you see is what you get.
Do you mind if I look through your stuff and make sure that evil you didn't just like slip it in a bag or something?
Sure.
Okay. So while Sequential's tied up, I'm just going to start going through their things, which we just did.
Right.
I'm like, nope, this isn't it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not in here. Like, I don't know. I'm not finding it. What about your creator? Did he have any weird secret rooms? Oh yeah, he did. Like
I
he had.
mean,
Didn't you say there were two other that you weren't supposed to go in?
yeah. There's a few that, and who knows how, deep they go, or since, it could just be, any of them could be a room or it could be a whole other level. I don't know.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you before, where you felt like you were trapped inside yourself?
No, no, that's new.
Wow.
Um,
I'm sorry that you feel potentially evil.
yeah, definitely don't feel evil. Just,
I mean, it's good
So,
that you don't want to be evil, but it reminds me of this story, like in the storybook. Remember? Like we saw those things in the book that sort of like you, and they kind of weren't trustworthy anymore.
hmm.
What if that happens to you? And you can't control it.
Well, yeah, I'd have to, I don't know, have to be immobilized.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll um, try to think of something to be able to search. Like, I'm not even sure where to start
Well, I
to
mean,
try to figure out what happened.
all of this happened because you figured out the journal. Like that triggered you to have that lapse where you were,
Yeah.
in sleep mode or whatever. Maybe that was part of the programming that he put into you to keep you from fully understanding the truth.
Hmm. Yeah, but making an item disappear is strangely specific. What are the
Yeah,
odds we would
making,
come here and have that?
well, I mean, it is Dinutherian, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
like
other,
this whole place is. Yeah.
yeah, we have other Dinutherian stuff too, don't we? Like those cards, and were they?
Yeah, I think most of these little things we picked up are exactly the Ethereum. So I guess if I ask to look at something else, don't
We'll
give it
say
to me.
no. Just say no. Hmm. Can I get you anything?
No. Just going to try to think of a way of investigating, like try to think of what kind of like common points of data we have so far.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the one panel comic where Sequential is sitting there on a chair, wrapped up like a mummy in rope, and Zaleen is just like, Can I get you anything?
Right. I could eat now. I'm good.
So certainly you can continue your conversation, but if you're mostly just going to go ahead and wait until
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
so another 2 hours would pass. Um, you you would each finish your own long rest, and then of course Nedry and Evan would finish their long rest, and could wake up. But Carolina and Zinhorn still have another 4 hours because they did the first watch.
Theoretically, one could shape a sphere in any particular thing if one had to imagine it. Oh, I'm awake. It's hard to tell
What
without any
happened
light.
here? Evan's
Good
pointing
morning,
at
everyone.
Sequential.
So
Hello.
Sequential is evil inside, and like they don't even know it. And I mean, and then I will just tell them what happened.
Gone?
What?
Oh yeah, it just was like,
Zinhorn, you would still need another 4 hours of rest to finish your
Oh,
long rest.
okay.
So I
right.
think they weren't waking you up yet, but
mm-mm.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got confused.
no
I'll
worries.
go back to sleep.
That
When you say gone, what do you mean gone?
Oh, it's gone.
I was hoping for a little bit more. Okay.
I mean, it just disappeared. 1 minute, like Sequential was looking at it, and then it was gone.
Okay, well, give me a few minutes to get my spells ready then.
Okay. And also, like Sequential is okay with being tied up like this because they know that they can't be trusted.
Yeah, I don't.
I
I'm
kind of
scared.
understand where you're coming from, Sequential. Believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
All right, not that. They better not fall today. Okay. Oh, I haven't tried that yet. Let's try. Okay. All right. I think I.
So here's the next question. We can once again advance the clock if everyone who's currently awake is just going to wait for the rest of the time. If
Yeah,
if
I don't
the,
have
if
anywhere
the
to go.
plan is to just go ahead and let Carolina and Zinhorn finish their rest and kind of leave that all on simmer until then we can just go ahead and move forward. I mean,
Nedry
if you
would
have
want to
stuff.
cast a spell.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
does
No.
want to
I
cast
mean,
a spell.
by all means, I'm just saying we don't have to just sit here awkwardly for 4 hours. So, but if you have stuff you would do, then by all means.
So Nedry would proceed to start sketching in midair once again. This time it resembles a compass, but it doesn't have north, west, south, or east on it. It has kind of arcane directions. And then he completes the spell. This might work. And he'll cast Locate Object to see if he can find the circle.
Okay. Yeah. Remind me the range of that.
1,000 feet, but it is blocked by lead.
Okay, by lead, but not just like by stone or metal or whatever.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, any thickness of lead will block it, but nothing else seems to be
Okay.
problematic.
You do. You detect it. It pings
Oh,
above you.
it hasn't gone far.
Oh. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
Is it moving?
Not at the moment.
Well, I can keep
Sequential.
an eye on where it is.
Do you know relatively what room is above us?
I say above you. I don't necessarily mean like straight up, but you could probably like point in the general direction.
Yep.
That way. It's above us.
Yeah.
That's good, though. It means it hasn't just gone away to another plane, which I'm happy for.
Your
Do I remember
best
the
guess,
layout?
Yeah, your best guess based on your experience of the layout is that it is somewhere on the ground floor level, like the main entrance of the observatory. Maybe over in the little apartment area.
Ooh.
Well, it hasn't gone far. We could go try to retrieve it. I shouldn't probably go alone.
No, but we shouldn't leave. Like, well, I don't know. Evan, do you want to stay here and keep an eye on sequential, and Nedry and I can go and check this out?
Oh, so you're asking Evan? I'm sorry.
Evan, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll do whatever you think is best. I can keep an eye on sequential. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere at the moment, but I can certainly I can tell everybody what's happening if they get up or
Well, and you're standing guard in case anything comes towards them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
Mm,
And if
I'm on it.
sequential turns evil, you won't even know it. So if they ask you to untie them, don't do it, no matter
Yeah.
what.
Like if I ask for any magical items or artifacts to look at or study, don't give them to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Like the only
guess.
thing you could give them is tea, and that's it.
I might be able to root around in their mind later to determine a bit better what's going on. But right now, I'm more worried that this thing might be going away.
Okay.
He turns to you, sequential, and says, "Do you want tea?
No,
Do you
No.
even drink tea?"
no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't drink anything.
Yeah. So if he asks for tea, then I'll know he's evil.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not conclusive, but it's a start. This only lasts for a few minutes, so we should get going.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna put us on the map here. So we have everybody kind of here in this little workshop lounge, and you may recall that your to get back up to the main level requires going up and around into the little cave where you fought those strange spider things, and then up those wooden stairs.
Mhm.
So here's the question. I'll go ahead and kind of move you over there. How are you proceeding? Are you being stealthy?
I think that I would try to be quiet. I would try. That doesn't mean it will happen, but I would definitely try to
Okay.
kind of keep it down because we know that there is stuff moving around in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in that case, then, how about a stealth roll from these two sneaky people?
15.
Oh, look at that. 15 and 17. Good job.
Wow.
Yeah. So I will go ahead and move you over onto that map. And at least at the moment, we have just Nedry and Zaleen here. So I will, I'll move everyone else temporarily off the map.
Now, with passive perception, would you be able to sense like if there are things like moving around us as we move?
I mean, yeah, that's essentially how that would work. Is like if I was trying to have something sneak past you, they would make a stealth check, and it would be against your passive perception, unless you chose to like use an action to say, "I'm specifically trying to sense anything,"
Right.
in which case you would roll. But yeah. So if you were trying to, if something was going to try to sneak by you, it would be rolling against your passive perception. Just like if you were trying to sneak up on something else, you would be rolling against their passive perception.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so as you make your way back up to this main floor of the observatory, you do notice a couple of things that are different than when you last left. First of all, it's quiet. When you last left this area, there was still sounds of the Nightmare Rock outside. It doesn't seem to be making any noise at the moment. But you see that there's also a bunch of, there's little, like, clumps and clusters of dead, like strange mutated bats kind of scattered across the floor. Like there were a bunch of bats, but now they're dead.
Oh,
Those weren't here before.
Yeah.
I'll say it in
No.
your mind.
How long does your locate object? It's like an hour, right?
It's 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
I said that it only lasts
yeah.
5 minutes.
Okay, well, so you don't have a ton left, but you can feel from in here, it seems to be in that little apartment area, which the door is closed right now, so you don't actually see inside it. You remember what had previously been in there, but yeah, you. All right.
all right. So, do you want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay. I will. The door, is it still unlocked?
You can try it. It's closed.
Okay. I will try it.
It is locked.
That is so weird.
If I can have both of you make a perception check for me, please.
Hmm.
21.
Okay. You hear activity on the other side, and you hear what sounds like a little bit of wood scraping, like moving furniture, and then kind of a clunk, and then another clunk. But the
I just
doors-
look at Nedry and I'm like,
Something in there?
should we knock or just?
Nedry, as you're kind of considering this, you're realizing that your ping on your locate object is suddenly descending, like it's going straight down almost.
It's going down.
Maybe there's a secret passageway in there.
Nedry will kind of move up to the door. Is there a keyhole at all?
Yeah.
It appears
You
to be
guys
keyhole.
encountered this door previously, and I believe that Sequential unlocked it the last time, but it was a relatively straightforward lock.
I think Evan just ripped it off its hinges.
Is that right? I don't think that was this door.
The sequential was out of it still at that point.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, whatever. Make me have
Well,
to
something
retcon
put that
everything I
door
was
back
just saying.
on the
Thanks.
hinges.
And locked it.
The door
No,
was
it's-
shattered into splinters.
Okay, so we'll
through-
retcon then that it had been put back into place and something wedged against it. So when you started to
Okay.
open it, there was something blocking it.
Okay. I mean,
Can I see through the quote keyhole? See anything inside?
Yes. Go ahead. You look through and you can see brown wood of some piece of furniture clearly
blocking
shoved
the
up
door.
against the door on the other side.
We're going to have to move. This
Yeah.
It's moving down.
Maybe there's a secret passage in there that only
It's still
opens up
moving.
when the-
It's going a long way down.
like when the
moving
door
fast.
is closed. Okay, well, let's get this door open, and I will try to Eldritch Blast the door so we can
Okay.
like push the furniture out of the way.
Sure. Go ahead and go ahead and make your attack rolls and then roll the damage for it.
Holy.
Oh, okay. You know what? I with a crit on that second blast, I'll just go ahead and say the first one sort of shatters the door since it was already kind of broken, and then the second one sends the desk that was in the room that had been pushed up against the door, sends it sort of flipping up and around and landing upside down across the room. And as you are in there now, you are seeing that the rug in this room, here, let me move it, token there. So yeah, you can go into that room now, but unlike the drawing, you can see that the big rug has been flipped back over, and there is definitely a trap door underneath it. So that is
Oh.
exposed now.
Oh, I don't think we should go down there by ourselves, but also we shouldn't let it get away.
I'm going to lose track of it pretty soon. I can try again, but only if they stay relatively
close.
nearby. I mean, it's a long ways, but
You-
How fast is it moving? Does it feel like it's running, or it's running speed, or is it?
I would make a what? Like what? Maybe a? Do you think perception? Like how what sort of skill? Sell me on a skill that you would like to roll.
I guess perception is about the only thing. I mean, you know me, I can argue for anything, but
I
perception
mean,
is probably the most logical.
you know what, I'll give you Arcana since it's spell.
Okay. I'm not going to say no. That's a much better. I rolled a 1 though.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Well, even with a 10, like you can say it's slower than falling, but pretty fast.
slower than falling, but pretty fast. Still descending. This must go quite a ways down.
Is the trapdoor open or is
No,
it
the
closed?
trapdoor is closed, but clearly someone must have gone down in it, closed it behind them, but could not flip the rug back over it from the other
Is
side.
it? If I try to pull it up, does it come up?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to send dancing lights down into the drop to see if I can see anything.
So with your special dark vision, Zaleen, even without the dancing lights, as soon as you open the trapdoor and look down in there, you get just a glimpse of a just in the distance, like 100 feet down. You get just the glimpse of a frantic-looking face looking up. In like concern and anxiety kind of, and then they kind of disappear. They move out of this descending shaft, but there's a ladder in this tunnel essentially.
He's right there, Nedry.
Well, so like 100 feet away, and has now just like moved out of sight.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna fireman down that ladder.
All right. Let's see. How about an acrobatics check for that? 15. Okay. I think that you find that. How about this? I will let you choose between taking splinter damage for extra speed, or just or going a little bit slower.
I will take the splinter damage.
All right. Well, go ahead and take. Let's see. 8 piercing damage from the splinters as you firemen slide down this ladder, and let's see. Let me put you. Gosh, I have to get you in the right spot now, huh? Okay. Well, so before I move to a different map, what are you doing, Nedry? Are you going to follow or?
So it looks like at least you said 90 feet down or something.
I said 100 feet down. Yeah.
Okay.
But you definitely sense that it's you can sense the circlet no longer moving straight down, but now like laterally.
Okay.
Well, fastest way down.
He jumps into the hole
Okay.
and casts Featherfall.
All right. I think honestly, what that's going to do probably is have you kind of land on Zaleen's face as she is almost at the bottom. So, which is convenient because it basically lets me go ahead and just put both of you on the map down there. Yeah. So let me move you over there just real quick. Gosh, have to. So some of you I have tokens in a different spot, but you're not actually there right now, of course. But let me reveal what you can see in here. And
All the days to choose what to prepare. It's like, this is not the day I prepared for.
okay, so let me move everyone onto the right map layer then, and And here's the thing: if you're going to be chasing him, then we're rolling initiative.
Okay.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
So let me get my token for this guy. Oops. On the. Okay.
Could I tell when I saw his panicked face, like what he looked like, or anything
You
like that?
make a perception check. All right, hang on. I'm deleting a bunch of everything. So the two of you, please roll
Ooh.
initiative again if you
Natural
or
20.
nice.
Oh,
Wow, yeah, he rolled low. Okay. So here, what's your resulting number, Zaleen? With your natural 20.
25.
Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, 17 just popped in there.
That was for my initiative.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Oh, yeah, 17. I
Okay.
thought you meant for my perception roll.
Oh, no. Yeah, so your perception roll of 25, it's not a face you've ever seen before. I think that you think that it might be a gnome, but there's something off about them. Like, other than they were obviously like startled and upset, having to suddenly flee from you, but there's something else. You feel like you didn't have you were too far away to know for sure, but
Right.
something was just, the hair on the back of your neck standing up.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna say, Zaleen, you have just landed with splintered hands on you descended this full 100 feet, and now you find yourself in narrow metal hallways with. Here, let's see. I revealed a bit of this other room because there's a door right here, but it's open just a crack. Right
Okay.
there. And then a long hallway to the south as well. So.
And I didn't see like which way he went.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I mean, you were still at the top when you saw him clearly reach the bottom and move away.
Okay. I will go in through the crack in the door here.
Okay.
I will like push it open.
Yeah. So as you do, you see. Oh, that's the wrong.
It's not letting me go in there.
Oh, it's
like locked out.
Oh, it's got. You know what? Hang on. Let me. I can fix that. It's a remnant of the dynamic lighting things. From. Here we go. That should be fixed now. So I have to reveal that there are two little things in here that are not the gnome you're chasing. So what you see is a little library with another door that's cracked to the south here. There's a brazier and a desk. But also there are two strange little brown furry creatures that are about like maybe 18 inches tall. They look a little bit like a strange sort of big-eyed sloth. That they seem to be clumped around the magic brazier seem to be kind of inspecting it in confusion, but definitely look over at you when you enter.
I will just wave at them and then head towards this door, and that's my movement.
Okay. As you push open that door, there's a gnome there who had made it that far, and you've just caught up to him, and he is alarmed. So when you're right up in his face, the things that make him odd are much more apparent. And in particular, it's the fact that although he does seem to have the head and torso of a gnome, his arms and legs are human length. And he also seems to have two tentacles coming out under his arms, almost like secondary arms. And he also just has a very, pale, sort of sallow demeanor, sunken eyes, that sort of thing. But the other thing that you absolutely notice is that he is very much wearing the circlet.
Oh God. Um. Do I get to take an action?
I mean, yeah, you used your movement so far.
Okay, I'm going to reach out and grab him and cast Remove Curse.
Okay. 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 Make it well. So you can cast Remove Curse, but you won't have him grabbed. You're touching him, right? So grabbing
Right, I'm just
is a figure
touching
of
him.
speech, not
Yeah,
a
I wasn't
powerful
like
attack.
grabbing or
Okay.
anything, just
Well,
like reaching
yeah,
out.
just trying to clarify because a grapple, we would resolve that differently. So you cast the spell, but it feels strange, almost like you're used to like drawing something out and it sort of feeling clean, like afterwards, like you've cleared something away, eliminated a darkness. But here it feels like you've drawn some darkness out as you expected, but there's just so much more in there.
Did it break the attunement?
Gosh.
Because it says that that's
You know
what it's
what?
supposed to do.
Yeah, so what happens is he sees you do that and then looks up at you and just kind of, my body and brain have been twisted by so many curses. I think that's a little bit less than a drop in the bucket.
Okay.
Yeah. So your spell had an effect, but this is a weird individual. You don't know about the attunement, whether it broke it or
Okay.
not.
Okay.
But he seems amused that that's what you tried.
Okay. And that's my turn.
All right. Nedry.
Well, that was a weird thing to hear.
Yep.
Drop in bucket. Okay. Well, I'd best move in that direction. Let's see.
Yeah, let me also put these
Do-
little guys on the tracker.
Let me go
We're gonna
in.
fight sloths.
Slur.
Or they're
is
going to
it?
do things anyway. Let's see
Maybe
what
Library.
help
they...
us. Maybe they will help us.
Maybe.
Library. Okay.
No time for books, Dr. Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I? So is the gnome behind Zaleen at this point inside
Yeah,
the door?
like
or
so
can I-
he would have half cover past her because it's a narrow hallway and she's between you and him.
Okay.
So I think you could see that there's a person there, but probably even 3/4 cover, really.
Okay. And the ping is definitely coming from that direction. Like it's
Well,
right.
I
He's
mean,
wearing it. You can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Ay. Okay. Stymied. Still by books. He's not threatening. They're not threatening.
Well, it hasn't been his turn yet.
I know. Okay. He'll try this. Probably won't work. It's within range. He'll sort of snap the end of the pen. The little illusory hand pops out, and he'll try to mage hand the circlet.
I don't think it's strong enough to pull it off.
I mean, if it was just sitting there, yes, probably not though. So that confirms something for him.
Yeah. I think that even if we want to just flavor it as he's grabbing it, like it's I don't think it's strong enough to pull it away.
Can't be pulled off easily. He has to want to. Sort of.
I tried to remove the curse.
Oh,
But-
it should be free then.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Anything else, Nidri?
Sure. Why not? Yeah, I can see the place. So he will misty step to behind him.
Okay.
Boink.
Ooh, now he's trapped between us. I laugh evilly like him.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So
You're all kinds of messed up.
he definitely is. Um, let's see. I think. I think that he. Gosh. Yeah. So he is going to first pull up a strange, like, magical device of unknown purpose and design, and then he points it just past Zaleen, and there's a flash of light and sort of a warping, tearing sort of distortion in the air, and summoned into that spot.
So is he casting a spell?
He is using a magic item.
Okay. I don't know if that means counterspell can work on it.
No.
Okay.
It is yeah, so it's no, I don't think so. I mean, the magic item has a function that is like a spell, but he is using a magic item, not casting a spell.
Okay.
And emerging from this strange distortion seems to be just a roiling mass of tentacles. And then he is going to grab at another strange device that he's got in a little pouch, and he suddenly seems to look like he goes slightly out of phase, like he's blurry and slightly translucent. And then he is going to, gosh, you're in a tight corridor here. So I think what he does is he looks to you, Nedry, and says, "You're going to wish you gave me that thing back when I first asked for it, but it's not too late for you to avoid death."
Oh, God.
And that's his turn. On their turn, these two things that were going to do something different instead go and hide in the corner. This thing needs its own turn.
Does the voice sound familiar?
Make an insight check.
Oh, probably not then. Let's see.
Can I make one
14.
too?
Yeah.
20.
Okay, so I think that you both, Nedry, there's something on it you can't quite put your finger on, but for Zaleen, you recognize that it seems like the times that you encountered this half-orc who's been chasing you all this time, it seems like that might be this voice doing a voice.
It's that guy. It's the fungus guy.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just an impression.
No,
So-
it's him.
So, Zaleen, it is your turn.
Okay, so the tentacles are right in front of me. Oh, I don't want to hurt the little guys. I'm going to cast inflict wounds
Mm-hmm.
at the tentacles.
Okay, yeah. 17 to hit does hit.
27 necrotic.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Hold on, let me get that, and then
And
that's
then
27. Yeah, you definitely see them sort of make a shrieking sound and sort of shrivel back away from you, but you've not destroyed them.
um and then for my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. All right, spiritual weapon. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
Well, it looks very familiar to Nedry.
Uh-huh.
It looks exactly like the crystalline key that I wear
Uh-huh.
around my neck, and it has like these shadows just writhing through it.
Nice. Well, I don't currently have a key token prepared, but I have one that looks like a little torch. How about that?
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to give you control over this. Okay, so you should have control over this little dark torch token.
Okay.
You can put it where you want.
I'm going to. I can't even see it.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it.
I know I know it's dark. It's maybe not the best token. I can maybe
Oh, wow.
find a better one.
That really
Yeah.
blended in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what?
You could do a little tint maybe to make it stand out.
Yeah.
Um, could we put like a circle around it or something just so we can see it?
Hang on.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
I like the shadow version, but I'm just gonna put it like
Actually,
right here.
I'll make it purple.
Okay.
Like that. Well, that's still pretty
Yeah,
hard
that's
to see on the
good.
rug.
I
Yeah,
can
like
see it though.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it right there
Okay.
above the tentacle people.
It gets to make it an attack when you cast it.
Oh, even though I already used my action?
Yeah. Part of the bonus action of casting the spell, it gets to make one attack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you? There it is.
Okay, a
It just
13
rolled the
though,
d-
unfortunately, does not
Yeah.
hit.
Okay.
It slashes through where these tentacles are, but they kind of just part away from it and don't take any damage. Okay, it is now the tentacle's turn. Let's see. Okay, yeah. It sprays out of it, somehow out of this central mass, this strange wobbling orb of light shoots out of it and then explodes right in the center of the three of you. And I need to have all three of you make a charisma saving throw. So all three of you, meaning your opponent, is making that as well.
Is it magical?
Oh.
It is not a spell. It is like
It's like
I
damage.
hate that particular feature because it's like every other thing in this game you have to figure it out. Anyway, it's not a magic spell. It is a thing. It's a trait.
We did, Nedry.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, lucky for you, your adversary also failed their save. So all three of you are stunned this round.
Do we take damage or we're just stunned?
You were just stunned in this
Oh,
case.
nice. I'm not going to cry about that.
So Nedry, your turn. You are stunned, but then at the end of your next turn, you are not stunned. So basically, you don't get to do anything for your turn, but now you are no longer stunned.
Oh, it's the end of this turn. Okay.
Yeah. Same goes for your adversary here. That he was stunned, so is not able to take any actions this turn, but now is no longer stunned. And then it is the little guys, their turn. I'm just realizing that the way this creature's thing works, it is it's not very well tuned for things that don't have minions because it takes its action to do something that will definitely wear off by the time it can act again. So, in any case, all three of you are stunned and not able to do anything, but it is now the tentacle's turn at least, and so no one is still stunned, but it is the tentacle's turn again.
Okay.
And they are going to just attack you with tentacles, Zaleen.
Okay.
Whap, that's a 20 to hit. And it does 13 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. And then, although I'm going to give it disadvantage on this attack, it reaches out and it does the same thing to Nedry. I'm giving it I guess not disadvantage, but 3/4 cover is what I'm giving because there's people in the way. But it has a 15-foot reach.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is going to make the attack again, but you have an additional 5 to your AC for 3/4 cover. And it only gets a 10 anyway. So you see Nedry, it flails a tentacle out far enough that it could have hit you if it didn't just, was off target. Okay. That makes it your turn, Nedry.
Oh, my turn. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Okay.
Oh man.
She's not in terrible shape. Okay. We can focus on that guy then.
You have to take the circlet off.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic to try to dim the effects of the circlet.
Okay. He counterspells you.
I counterspell him.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. So I guess counterspelling the counterspell does make it work. Your Dispel Magic, you do have to make your spellcasting modifier check.
Right. I believe that's.
And you are trying to specifically dispel like the circlet's effect.
Yes, I want
Okay.
to remove it.
All right. So
I guess that's just straight up
intelligence.
intelligence. Okay.
Okay.
19.
Yeah. So I think you suspect that the circlet is now temporarily suppressed, and he would not be able to use any of its features.
That's something.
He looks irritated, not relieved. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Hang on, Zaleen. Large, shadowy tentacles shouldn't bother you, right?
That's
No. Not at all. I feel at home in these tentacles.
Okay.
That's
the end
it.
of your turn. Okay.
The only other. Okay. No, sorry. I didn't realize it was a hallway, so there's nothing else to see. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so there's a branch in the hallway right here that you can't quite see around the corner yet, and then there's obviously another room at the bottom of it there, but
Okay.
you could probably see parts of that. Why? I'm clicking reveal, not hide. There we go. Okay, so, but Nedry, as you're watching this gnome, he, as mentioned, is slightly out of phase, and he looks at you, and I think your best guess at his expression is he seems to pity you. And then somehow he steps sideways and disappears. Now, Zaleen, you see him emerge seemingly out of the wall down here at the end of the hallway. And technically, either of you could make an opportunity attack if you wanted.
Mine would be
Because-
at disadvantage, right?
Well, you're grappled, but not restrained, so you wouldn't be at disadvantage.
Okay.
But it still has to be a melee attack.
I will slash at him with my dagger.
Okay.
23.
23? What
Yeah.
did you roll?
I have +6 to my
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
so, yes, you hit.
6 damage.
Okay. Yeah. He seems...
Wow, that was like maximum damage.
Well, it's an ordinary dagger. You guys are on a higher level now.
No, I mean I just rolled a D4
Yeah.
and it was like 4.
Yeah.
plus two.
So in any case, yeah, you managed to sort of slash at his arm as he seemingly steps. Like, it's another strange distortion of space, where it doesn't look like there's a portal in the wall. It's like somehow he was able to just make this spot at the end of the hallway be 5 feet from him somehow. And he just stepped there, and then uses the rest of his movement to run in that direction, out of sight. And I believe he did have to use his action to do that. Let me confirm. Oh, no, he did not have to use his action. And in fact, technically, I won't retcon it, but he's also not supposed to have needed to take opportunity attacks either. I'll say you got lucky on that one. And then, yeah, so I think, yeah, you can't see him anymore, so you don't know what else he does.
Okay.
All right. And that makes it these things turn. These little guys up there are continuing to cower in the corner away from this tentacle monster. Zaleen, you are grappled by the tentacle monster.
I am going to reach out and touch some tentacles and cast Inflict Wounds at level 3.
Okay, make your attack. A 9 to hit. Unfortunately, it is throwing you back and forth with the tentacles that it has you grappled with, and you just can't get a hold on it.
Okay, well then I'm going to use my bonus action to whack it with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And that doesn't hit either?
Well, where's
my
the
God.
attack roll for it? It looks like it's.
I thought I hit that already, but I guess it just rolled the dice.
Yeah,
Looks like just damage.
You need to make. Yeah, it didn't do the attack roll. You need to.
Okay.
You must have clicked the damage piece. So.
Oh.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, no. It was like an 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So unfortunately, no. It's so. I think we should critically have a mental picture here of the situation. It is not a static, like you're just standing on the ground and it has a tentacle around your waist. It has got you wrapped up and it is like shaking you back and forth. Okay. Yeah. It is actually its turn now. It is going to try again to grab you, Nedry. It gets only a 12 to hit this time. And I think actually since it's got, it's going to drag Zaleen with it into the room a little bit like this. And then it's going to actually grab at one of these little guys.
Oh, leave the sloths alone, tentacle guy.
It does not. It squishes one of them.
Oh,
Ooh.
it died.
Yeah, it was.
Harsh.
It technically got a crit on its attack, so I think it wasn't. It just went to do the same sort of attack on it that it did on you, and that was all that this little thing could take. So. Okay, Nedry.
I can still see Zaleen, right?
Yep.
You can see my foot.
Yeah, she's like partly dragged around the corner, but you can still see
Where did
her.
he go? Where did he go?
He's not with me. He went south down that hallway.
Hang on, this might work. And this is a new spell
Okay.
that you've been working on for a while. At second level, I cast Vortex Warp
Wow.
on Zaleen.
Okay.
I magically
you?
twist space around another creature I can see within range. The target must succeed in a Constitution saving throw or can choose to fail. The target is teleported to an unoccupied space of my choice that I can see within range.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
So
Nice.
I teleport Zaleen. Let's see, I can see this. So right there.
Nice.
Right. So what? Like, right, oh,
You're alive?
right there.
Oh, it worked. Good.
Oh, wow, that was awesome.
And then
so,
he's going to move.
yeah, I'm not familiar with that spell. Is it one of the ones from like one of the Critical Role books, or
It's the brand new from that
It's from
the
Strixhaven, actually.
Strixhaven. Oh, cool.
Strixhaven, yeah.
That's cool.
I was randomly looking at the spell.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. This is what I've been
Oddly
trying
enough,
to do.
Hey.
Sequential just figured it out too. Maybe they work together.
Yeah.
We've been
cool.
talking about a lot of teleportation things. Yes.
Yeah, well, hey, came in very handy just now. So I think as the two of you are able to see into that room now, you see you do not see your opponent, but there is a more like library area, and there is another door that is closed. But I mean, doesn't seem like there was anywhere else he could have gone. He just closed the door behind him this time.
Is the locate still active?
The locate. How about this? You just had your turn.
Mm-hmm.
It was still active until just now. It winks out.
Okay. Do I have a general
and
sense
so,
that
to be clear, it does not wear off as in the 10 minutes. You feel it stop. It ends.
okay. I can't sense him anymore.
Hmm.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he went that way.
Are you going to continue to pursue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's.
Yeah, I will go. I think that's yeah, that's my movement, like to right here.
Okay. 1, 2.
But I can use my bonus action to dash, right?
Yeah. Well, your bonus action to dash, or your action to dash.
Well, yeah, my action.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you could do that. Do you?
Yeah, when I get into this darkened area, though.
Well, it's actually not dark. I just hadn't revealed it yet.
Oh, okay.
So you looking down the hallway, you don't see him, but you could continue down.
All right. I went the full.
Okay. Make a perception check. I
12.
think that you can tell he's not far ahead. You can still
Okay.
hear him running. He's you don't have him in line of sight, but he's not far.
Okay.
And also, like, you can see it on the map now, but you wouldn't necessarily, in character, know that you've come around back to this room again.
Okay.
Okay. But that makes it Zaleen's turn. I think the tentacle thing kills this other critter. And then it's going to start trying to follow you guys. What is its speed? Oh, wow. It's fast. So it absolutely catches up with you, Nedry.
He would have been looking back like, oh no, the bull.
A 13 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does hit.
Yeah, he doesn't have his mage armor. He just woke up in a hurry.
Yeah. So that's 7 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
All right.
And then it's going to make its second attack.
Didn't it attack the creature up at the top, though?
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. So it doesn't have its second attack. That's correct. Thank you for calling me on that. That's fair.
I'm still sad about the death.
Yeah.
Still sad.
So, yeah, Nedry, you are currently grappled though with the one attack. But it is now your turn, and I think I actually want to just briefly cut back up to the other level where Evan and Sequential are just kind of hanging out. Sequential's still all tied up. Carolina and Zinhorn are sleeping. What are you dreaming about, Zinhorn and Carolina? Your dreams are your own this time.
I'm so tired. I'm just like zonked, completely zonked.
I have
It's been a
one of
long
those-
day.
I'm having one of those dreams where, like, I keep chasing orphans around the orphanage, and every time I finally get one pinned down and one problem solved, two more get started, and I just can't make any progress.
Yeah.
That's mostly what my dreams are like.
And so now we cut back down to Nedry getting thrashed around by this tentacle monster. Yeah. So, your turn.
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, it is my
Yeah.
turn after that. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
All that craziness.
Oh, I'm really going to figure out how to get out of these things.
And they feel kind of like the tentacles that the Zaleen had before, too, right?
Well, no, these actually seem not shadowy, but like
Oh.
physical. Like this is a monster with tentacles.
That might work then.
Let's see. Yeah, he's going to cast Misty Step to try to vanish
Okay.
away.
I mean, it definitely does work.
Woo.
You poof out of its grasp. Okay.
Let's see. And then, ooh, that went fast. Yeah, he's going to continue down the hallway.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Oops, I'm outside the door. I'm outside the hallway.
All
And that's it. Just trying to catch up.
Okay. So,
It's right behind me.
yeah.
Too bad you didn't shut the door.
Yeah.
Too much
So,
work.
okay, it is now this guy's turn. 2, 3. All right. Yeah. Zaleen, it is your turn again. You hear running, receding.
Okay. I will run down into this room and wait, I can go to like right here and I don't see him.
No, but
Can I still hear
make,
his
make a
footsteps?
perception check.
Okay.
This is to see if you can tell which direction the sound is coming from.
7.
It's hard to say.
Okay. I'm
You
going to use
certainly
my
do see that there is a closed door across this device, but it also would have had cover. Like if he had gone around it, you wouldn't have been able to see. But
Right.
but the southern entrance doesn't have a door there, so I think obviously you can see on the map, but I'm just relying on you to not.
Yeah. I was gonna go down there. I just scrolled my map down because I have it open really
Yeah,
big, but I was gonna go into that hall.
So yes, I think the issue is you're hearing the footsteps, but everything's echoing around really strangely here, and your blood is pumping, so you can't make any sense of it. So you dash again, but
Yep.
okay, so you catch up once again, and he looks annoyed at you. You see him notice you coming up behind him, and he just gives you one of this.
Hello, old friend.
Yeah. Okay. The tentacles have a 40-foot movement speed. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So, Nedry, you hear them sloshing around, squelching behind you, and once again, that's a critical miss to hit, and then a 15 is the second one.
15 hits.
Yeah. All right. That's another 9 bludgeoning damage, and once again, you are grappled.
This is becoming a habit.
Mm-hmm. But it is your turn now.
Yeah. All right. And for ranged spells at close, it's at disadvantage, right?
Yes, but technically, although you are in its melee range because it has reach, you are not within 5 feet of them. So,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Well then, time to start burning some spells. Where have I got spells left? It's not a lot of places. Yeah, he will panic and trace out a very awkward shaped lightning bolt, and I will cast Chromatic Orb at 3rd level at it.
Okay.
Let's see if it will hit. Do.
A 17 to hit
17.
does hit. And then
24 lightning.
it is, you can see that its central like mass, it's almost like it's having to exert effort to keep itself from just falling apart into distinct and discrete tentacles. It is barely holding itself together, but it is nonetheless not quite destroyed. It has 1 hit point.
Oh. Okay.
Blow on it.
Yeah, really. I menace it with my tiny little fist, and that's about it.
Okay. All right. It is your turn, or it is the adversary's turn, which I like that as a nickname, given that you still don't technically know who this dude is. What does he do, given that he can't use the circlet that he attuned to at the moment? You know what? I think, yeah. Hey, Zaleen, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Hmm.
He's casting a spell on you.
6.
Ooh.
Okay, well, so all of a sudden, you find yourself just in kind of a daze, looking at him just kind of with a stunned expression, and the guy looks up at you and just says, "Go back and kill your friend for me." And then
Is this like a charm effect?
he has dominated you. Dominate
Okay.
person.
Oh, okay. I don't know why
And then
I thought I had
then
like...
he moves back down the hallway, moving in this direction. So it is that's his turn. We're not following the critters right now. Zaleen, you have no choice. You find yourself unable to refuse his command.
Okay. So I
Are you not
will-
an elf? You're not an elf, are you?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm a
You're a
drow.
drow.
I thought that I had like...
Oh, well,
Don't they have,
okay.
like-
So you have advantage on the saving throw then. Yeah, I'm sorry I
Okay.
didn't remember that, but you would
Yeah.
then, because it is a charm
Okay.
effect. Okay,
21.
well, a 21 then. You find that starting to happen, and then it doesn't. And then he looks annoyed again and runs away. And I guess you could slash at him with your dagger again if you wanted.
Okay.
But at disadvantage because he's slightly out of phase.
Actually, no. I'm going to save my reaction
Okay,
just in case. Yeah, that's it.
all right. Okay. So then that makes it,
My turn.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up here and I'm going to use 2 charges from my cloak, and I'm going to cast the shadowy ribbons of doom.
Okay.
And
What's-
it's 30-foot radius.
Right.
30
30-foot radius, is that right?
It's 30 feet and its
30
substance
foot
condenses within an area of 30 feet in diameter.
in diameter. That's what I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me make that.
I mean, it's still pretty huge.
Well, yeah. No, I'm just saying there's it's different though. One is
Oh, yeah.
much
Yeah.
bigger than the other. Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you centering it? Like centering on him or?
Yep. Like he'll be right in the middle of it.
Okay.
And he's been here before,
Yeah,
so
he sure has.
sucks to be him all over again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to just for a moment look up the rules for that very powerful magical item again.
Uh-huh.
Make sure I understand how that works. Okay, creatures in the area have disadvantage on all actions, and leaving the area requires that the creature. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, it is not his turn yet in any case, but
Mhm.
you cast that whole deal, and it's
Mhm.
swirling around in there. Okay, the tentacles have got Nedry grappled, and they're going to continue slamming you against the walls. Nedry, that's a
Oh, yeah.
14 to hit.
He will cast shield.
Okay, does that make it miss? Presumably.
That makes it miss.
Okay, well it does try again, but only gets a 12 that time. So I guess it's slamming you around, bonk, 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 but your shield is deflecting and absorbing the damage.
And a blue glow forms around him.
Yeah. Okay. That makes it your turn now.
I'm getting really tired of this.
I'll cast. Let's see. Let's cast Ray of Frost. I'll give that a try.
Okay.
So, Zoit.
You hit and
30, 20?
Yeah, it only had one hit point, and so it does. You can describe its demise if you like.
I kind of imagine that he's being shaken around a lot. So it's like, you only, this is not, I don't really, and he kind of traces out very badly the symbol and it kind of goes askew, sending out like multiple tiny little rays, some of them that pierce. It's like, and then it kind of dies from that. It kind of becomes solid and frozen and cracks apart.
That really wasn't going to work.
He kind of wipes himself off.
Saline.
So there's just like a pile of disconnected tentacles frozen. This is, I was going to say frozen sushi lying on the ground.
But then he'll go barreling after her and it's like,
Oh no, this room. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I think you
Green.
probably you would also need to make a perception check to guess which way they went.
yeah, let's see here. He is calling out for Zaline. 13.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can tell from that.
And
that they
I
went
hear him.
south. Yeah. Okay, so it is this guy's turn again now, and you hear from inside this whole little deal that you've got there, Zaline, you hear him say, "It's bad enough that all of you know about this stuff. But if the Emperor gets his hands on it, it's the end of the world as we know it. Figure out something about that." And then all of a sudden you sense from within this shadowy thing that a magical portal opens and he steps through it and disappears. You cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
That can be counterspelled.
Well, if
Oh
you can't
yeah,
see
but I don't know.
him-
Like I can't see him.
Yeah.
You have to be able to
oh,
see
right,
them.
because your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. You did have to use
Bastard.
a high-level spell slot for that, though.
Yeah, I only got like 3. That's my top spell. So
All right. But, yeah. So, he has disappeared. The tentacle monster has been flash frozen. What would you like to do? We're no longer in initiative.
oh,
Unless
I'm
you
gonna
wanna go
turn
back and-
around.
Drop kick the little furry things.
Yeah, I'm gonna
They're
pick.
just going to like be running down the hallway.
Almost. Too much running.
Yeah, you can stop running. He got away.
Where? Which way?
I don't know.
Do you dismiss the
was-
shadowy stuff? I mean, I think you would see it.
Yeah, I mean, I would just let it fester
Okay.
because I know
Yeah.
he's gone.
So you
Like-
see the whole swirling, shadowy orb.
Is that yours or his?
Yeah, that's mine. He's
Oh.
gone. He disappeared. He dimension.
He got out of it? How did he get out of it?
He dimension doored.
Oh, that works. Oh, I'm going to try that next time.
Apparently. Well, hopefully you won't be in there next time.
Well, yeah, okay. Probably more people can do what you do. But how did he? Well, the tentacles are gone. So there's that.
Yeah,
He
he said that it's bad
I think
enough that
that's-
we know about this stuff, but if the Emperor finds out, he'll destroy everything.
What's that mean?
That he wants these powerful items is probably why he keeps sending his friends after us.
Well, who was he? I've never seen him before.
The Emperor? I don't know. That guy?
No,
that
not
was
the
that was your
Emperor.
friend. That was your adversary friend. The guy with the
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
The
that
orc,
guy.
The half orc, yeah.
Oh, and now he has the circlet.
How far can your telepathic mind go?
Well, I can only speak to people who are within sight. If that's what you
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
I'm not sensing the thing anymore. I can try.
Yeah,
Where do you
can-
think he went to?
I don't know. Like he dimension doored. Who knows where he went? It had to be somewhere within 400 feet, but he doesn't have to see the place. He could have gone to a totally different area of the
I will-
building.
I will burn an extra higher level spell for locate object again.
Okay. It's back up at the observatory level again.
He's upstairs.
Yeah, you know what? I don't.
We
know
can
what to
still
do.
catch up to him.
We could try.
The circlet is inactive. I was able to suppress it for a little while.
How long will that last?
Not a huge amount of time.
All right, we can run back up there, but I don't know. I think he's a devious one.
I mean, I'm almost out of power, but
Yeah, like we just got up and now I
we
don't
could
know.
warn others, but we'd lose him in the meantime, I think.
Yeah, I think we can go if you want, or we can. I think we need to talk to Sequential again.
Yeah,
Because
what was that all about?
I think that wasn't Sequential's creator a gnome?
You don't think that was Greg?
Yeah,
Is it? Am I
He was
sensing any
all-
movement from this thing, or is it still within range?
It was moving a little bit, and then all of a sudden, bloop, out of range.
He's hidden again. I can't sense it, but I'll keep the spell active in case. Well, he pops up again.
Yeah.
We'd better tell the others and quickly.
Yeah. Maybe we have time to take another short rest while we wait for.
Maybe
Like,
we
I'm
go
tired
this
already.
way.
And he'll start walking back up the hallway towards where the library was.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe there's books in that library that are important. Who knows? I gotta move my mouth.
Oh, watch your step.
If the bits and pieces are still there, I don't know if they are or not.
I think
Slip.
Corporeal.
it should be. Oh yeah, the tentacle bits. Yeah.
Right.
Slipped
yeah,
on some
there's-
tentacles.
Yeah, it is definitely just like a pile of them in the hallway there.
It's like banana peels.
Hmm.
This was a library too, you said?
Well, yeah, there's more books in here. Yeah.
We can't really catch up to him, and we really do need to tell the others. But, a little look around can't hurt.
Well,
Just
we've
to know
only
what we're
been,
coming back for.
yeah, we've only been gone for what, like 15 minutes? We got time. I mean, Lynn and Zinhorn are still sleeping.
Nedry's excuse meter's already filled, so he's already looking at the books.
Yeah, I'm helping. I'm helping.
Okay, so you're both just now looking at the books now instead of
Yeah.
going to get the. All right.
Yeah, we're just looking.
All right. I mean,
I'm sure Evan's
you
got
can
it.
just go ahead and hang out and wait for the rest of the rest to pass.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Might as well keep everybody together so we don't have to tell the same story twice.
Okay. All right. So you're just going to hang out down here until the time would be up?
Well, just long enough to kind of get an idea if there's any interesting books in this library that might be helpful to us.
Okay.
I mean, but between the two of us, we're not the good conscience ones. To
Well,
No.
make an
nice
investigation
things.
check with advantage. One of you can do that if you're both checking for cool books.
Cool.
Well, since Jenny rolled one, then you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
roll with advantage. Nedry, each roll one.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oops, it moved on me. Where? Come back. Wait, there.
Okay. There are very cool books. They are in another language.
Oh, perfect. I'm definitely gonna have to come back and study these later,
Yeah.
but it's gonna take time. Maybe we should check in on the others.
Are any of them in abyssal or deep speech?
No, they look similar to the ciphers that that Sequential had seen in the various notebooks and stuff.
Okay.
It's not quite the same, but it you see a lot of common symbols. In
So
there.
maybe
It's
sequential would know what these say.
probably.
I mean,
Okay.
I've got a spell for that too, but not right now.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, maybe sequential thinks we're dead, and he's not evil. He would probably be worried about us.
Yeah, that's weird. I never really thought of sequential as evil.
No, it's not. He had to be there.
I kind of imagine this talk as we're going along,
Yeah.
and then we get back to the other library.
Oh God, they stained everything. What were those things?
Incidentally, you are passing by another door right there, just
Oh.
so that you're aware.
Should we look in this room or do you...
I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably another library.
Yeah, we probably should.
You open that door, and it is another small room where there are 3 more of those little guys. They're on the wrong layer. Let me fix that real quick. Let me click them. Okay. 3 more of those little guys that also seem to be fussing with the braziers and not getting what they're looking for from it. Like they're like pawing at the fire and looking confused. And then when you open the door, you can see that past it, there's this very fancy rug that starts to descend down a set of stairs that go into what looks more like a natural cavern.
I think we should wait to go down there.
There's no more books in here.
These little
Yeah.
things start, like shuffling over towards you, Celine.
Hi, little guys. I'm sorry about your family.
They look like they're reaching out to hug you around the legs.
Oh. And Netra's like, I'm out of here. Like backed up real quick. I will hold my hand out and see what happens.
Okay. Well, one of them sort of puts his big arms around like your shin, and the other one like reaches out and like sort of tries to climb up your arm. And then as both of them have got you in their little hug, they start purring. And as they purr, their bodies start, and it starts getting really hot.
Oh, wow.
And you actually shortly, within a few seconds, take 10 fire damage from how hot these things are getting.
Oh, Nedry, these guys are on fire.
I know you like them, but maybe we should just leave them here for now. And
Yeah. No, I mean, they're on fire. Like, they're hot physically.
oh,
They're
The
burning
third one
me.
is trying to come over and try to grab around your other leg.
I'm going to start trying to, like, kick the one off my leg, just, like,
Okay.
shaking my leg to try to
Yeah,
get it
make
off.
an acrobatics or athletics check to break their grapple.
8.
That's not enough.
No.
So yeah, they're still. Let's see. The third one has to roll to, because you're not just letting it hug you this time, right? So, let's see. It gets a 16 to hit with its
Oh, yeah,
attempts to.
That
Okay.
definitely hits.
Okay, so this round you're going to take 12 fire damage as they're all grabbing around you and just like they're making a purring sound, which is very cute, except that their whole body vibrates and they are getting, like I said, they're scalding hot pressed against your skin.
Hey, leave her alone.
And I'll cast Acid Splash on a couple of them.
Okay, what dexterity
So-
saves?
Yep.
Okay. That is going to be a 6 and a 10. They'll probably both fail.
Yep. So 5 acid damage.
All right, they are both immediately dissolved into goo. The two that you did that to.
And I will look at the third one and be like, this should be a lesson to you. And I'll start backing up.
No, it still got you. It's scrapped.
Oh, I thought the third one didn't get me. Oh, it did.
Yeah, it did.
It did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you have another
Now let's go,
opportunity to try to
Zaleen.
break the grapple, though, if you want.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Acrobatics.
That's enough.
21.
Yeah, so you shake it off and, like, what, punt it into the corner of the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
lands-
cute, but don't touch me.
It sort of lands over there and kind of just slowly picks itself up and then slowly turns to you, just like.
No.
It starts shuffling towards you again.
This is a lesson to me.
Boom, boom.
All right, and I'm gonna start like running down the
Yeah,
hallway.
you can evade it. It's not fast.
Yeah, close the door.
Yeah, leave
Yeah,
that
close
one
the
behind.
door.
All right.
Go to the library.
Probably more spirits that were conjured by this place.
They felt pretty solid. I don't know.
Nope, just spirits. Just spirits.
Uh-huh. Are these books the same as the ones in the other
Well,
room?
I mean, they seem to be different books, but they are similar in type.
That's what I mean. Or
Yes.
like, is the language like?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, yeah.
How about this? Unless you really insist otherwise, I'm going to say we advance the clock, and now Carolina and Zinhorn get to wake up and play D&D today.
Crazy talk.
That's insane.
I was kind of enjoying watching them get their butts
butts
almost
kicked.
handed to them.
We're fine. Would we have gotten back in time for Nedry and I to take a short rest while we were waiting
Yeah,
for
I
them?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so Evan and Sequential, you arrive and you both look like a mess. You're covered with like slime and your bruises and disheveled, and Zaleen's kind of burned. You just look haggard. It's just like, what happened?
Yeah. So, and then we'll tell them like everything that happened.
Right.
You just imagine when you come in, point it tied up sequential, and then you guys, and then like kind of what?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll just go ahead and say you're all awake now. If you were waiting on your long rest, you have done it now. And Nidri and Zaleen can complete a short rest.
Oof.
And like we'll tell them everything that happened.
Oh,
Wait, what?
that's not good.
I mean,
So sequential is evil. You lost the circlet.
Not.
You found
I
the
didn't
circlet.
lose it.
It was the adversary guy.
Yeah.
You fought him and he got away.
Yeah, he dimension doored right out of the evil.
So going back to sequential though.
Not evil.
So,
No.
but you said you were in a box.
Yeah, like I was being.
If
Yeah,
anything,
trapped.
actually, you feel like it was a container of some kind. But
Mhm.
it was somewhere dark.
Yeah, it's just
You had
dark.
no real physical
Couldn't
sensation.
perceive
So-
anything. It was like
so
a
kind
void.
of- So kind of like someone else was in the sequential suit.
Yeah.
Kind of. I'm going to look at the clerics. Like, doesn't that sound suspiciously like possession or something?
Can constructed beings be possessed?
Well,
I mean-
I think we've learned enough about sequential to know that, he's alive and he's a thing
Yeah.
and he has
And
his
yeah,
own spirit.
I mean,
so
I can be healed. And,
But yeah, that's true.
Well, possession
Yeah.
or maybe just mind control.
Certainly,
he-
I would allow Arcana checks, especially
Okay.
given that you have more information now.
and now that we
well.
know who took the circlet, like we already know that he could send messages into
Yeah,
Nidri's
like
head.
I think the presence of the circlet in the possession of someone who tried to use
Yeah.
a domination spell on you, Celine, seems like a clue.
Yeah, I rolled a 19 too
Yeah,
on my Arcana check.
I
so-
think, so Zaline, I think that your thought is that like there are a number of different spells that it theoretically could have been, and while it's true that possession type abilities and that sort of thing, usually you couldn't do it to an ordinary construct, but it's also clear in a number of ways sequential is not an ordinary construct.
I'm
Right.
already untying sequential.
Yeah.
These are silly.
Well, no, he was okay. He said it was okay. He didn't want to hurt
Yeah.
anybody.
yeah, in case that happens again.
I mean,
Yeah,
we know now.
I think we
we
can
didn't know
be
then.
pretty sure that this is okay.
he got what he
There's a
wanted.
time and a place for ropes, and this is not it.
Okay, so sequential, can you draw pictures? Like you're good at creating stuff, but can you draw something?
Sure.
Could you draw a picture of Greg Holm,
Yeah.
please? Like from your memory of him?
Yeah,
Do you think that's what the adversary really looks like?
Yeah, I do. He's like really corrupted and cursed and messed up. Like, okay, I tried to
yeah.
remove the curse from him, and he laughed in my face and said that he has been cursed so many times that whatever curse I removed from him didn't matter because he's cursed. Like, and then I'd tell you guys like he had human legs and human arms, but he was a gnome.
Well, if it makes
So-
sense in a way.
So your remove curse worked? But
Yeah,
It was just so cursed that it
But
was like you
I don't
knocked
know
off
what-
the least curse. So
Yeah,
like now his
closest one.
hair doesn't grow or something.
yeah,
Maybe it was like cursed lasagna.
maybe.
What?
They're just layers
You
of
know,
it.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
you have the sauce and the noodles and
It's
the
like a
sauce
cur-
and cheese and all that.
I don't really like the idea of comparing curses to something I like to eat.
Onion.
Is it
What about an onion?
It's just a metaphor.
onions? Are
Yeah,
fine,
Simile,
too.
I forget. One of those.
Yeah, it's a thing. And I mean, he was super duper cursed. He did not even look like a person anymore.
Well,
And I
let's not
think-
forget about our friend in the bag. He doesn't look like a person. Well, I mean, he's some kind of person, but
Yeah.
it's not like any kind of
Kind of
person I've ever
something.
seen.
Yeah.
And I've seen
I-
a lot of people.
I think the analogy that maybe makes the most sense in terms of how you would have experienced it magically is that what you're used to when if we imagine that like there's a bucket of water with something floating on the top and you like sort of dip a ladle in and lift it out, right? I think it's more like you do that and you get something, but then it coming out just brings like more and more of them keep bubbling up. Like maybe you removed that one, but
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
he's
A
like a
stew analogy. We haven't even had breakfast yet. I've
he's
been very
cursed
busy.
soup. But yeah.
I want to know what he knows. He obviously knows more.
he's
He
more
said-
cursed now than gnome.
Yeah. I mean it's crazy. If you could see him and like
I'm
this
just
is-
rubbing the circlet, going, my precious.
Yes. He was crazy.
Uh,
And like Nedry made it so he couldn't use it, and he was super mad about that.
Well, that makes sense. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
But if it means, I thought that he just knew more, but it's more than that. He's experienced more, but he hasn't learned the things that we've learned about trying to get rid of corruption. So he's just been gathering more and more.
Yeah.
Well, people deal with trauma in different ways, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, if it is Greg Holm and he went to try to do what he set out to do and he failed, I mean, he might be crazy.
I hate to
Maybe
think it
that
was
is
Greg
the
Home.
cost.
Yeah.
Were you
Yeah.
trying to sketch him sequential?
Yeah, I was just trying to think of what skill
I
I
think
could maybe
dexterity
use.
plus proficiency makes sense to me.
Okay. Dex plus, oops, plus 4.
Yeah.
So
Um,
13.
Little stick figure of a gnome.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that the drawing is not
I drew Nedry.
great. Yeah, like the thing is, but I would say that first of all, some of the various physical abnormalities that they described certainly don't ring a bell. You know, Greg Holmes certainly didn't have any of that when you knew him.
Nedry
But
draws on
also-
it with like a one bigger eye and stretches out the stick figure arms. Like it's more like this.
But also, Greg Holm was older even for a gnome. Like, whereas by comparison, this one seemed younger. So I think there's maybe like you drew like a significant kind of manicured beard for Greg Holm, but this guy didn't have a beard.
Well, we also know from experience that he can change the way he looks.
It's true.
That's true.
Mm.
But I think
But why
that
would he
this
choose
was,
to look like that?
yeah, I don't think anybody would want to look like this on purpose because we really caught him off guard. When he saw us coming after him, he was shocked. So I don't know.
But you said he used Dimension Door, so he's still fairly close by.
Not necessarily.
No,
he
he
was
was
phasing
nearby,
in
but
and out.
he was nearby, but then he vanished again somewhere.
Yeah. Like we were going to track him down, but then when we started towards him, he disappeared again.
We were lucky to catch up to him the first time, I think. And it took everything that we had pretty much to do that.
Uh,
Well, maybe he'll do us a favor and take care of the rock outside.
maybe.
We had a plan for that.
He better hope the friends of the Emperor
Did we?
don't catch him.
Yeah, we were going to try the smoke from the pipe to dispel the nightmare on the rock.
Well, maybe.
Mm,
I'm still thinking about what he said, though.
Yeah.
what'd he say?
He said that the we better hope the Emperor doesn't get his hands on this stuff.
I mean, imagine all the terrible things that the adversary's already done.
Mhm.
But he didn't do it necessarily with proper purpose or thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Whereas the Emperor
Maybe-
would be plotting it out more carefully.
I think we might need to really seriously consider talking to Tanglefoot. I mean, out of all the people, there are 2 people in our possession who have more answers than we do, and they're both trapped.
3.
Possibly more than 2.
We have 3?
Yeah, we got the dead
Oh,
guy.
actually,
I can-
possibly more than 4.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I-
got Isilda too, theoretically
Oh, that's
inside the
right.
deck of cards.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but
lot of
don't we
people on
not
ice.
know
You
how to
don't
get
have
her
the
out?
ability to easily get her out. You
Yeah.
would have to go
Yeah.
through a lot of work for that.
Well, I'm dead set against bringing the dead guy back.
I don't think it's a good idea to bring Rupino back because he just wants to, destroy half of the world.
we don't know that. We don't
He
know
built
what.
this place to do exactly that.
How do we know that's what he was going to do?
That's what
You
this place
don't-
was.
Build a big bomb unless you're pretty sure that you're going to need it for something and you're already justifying in yourself that you're going to use it.
Although
Being-
he was
this
smart
Maybe
enough
he
to
building
build
didn't
it.
have a
means-
choice.
There's always a choice.
But I mean, like maybe whatever was coming and whatever was bad at that time, that was the only solution in his perspective. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that makes it right,
That's why I said there's always a choice.
Yeah. Hmm.
but I don't think that, I mean, everything we have right now is secondhand knowledge that we've heard from other people.
Right. But if we let him out, what do we do with him if he does turn out to be major bad guy that will just try to blow up the world?
What if we just
What do we
toss
do with
the-
him then?
What if we just toss the diamond in one of those cages in the backpack and the magic won't work and he'll be out and he'll be in a cage, just like Tanglefoot.
Dinetherian magic seems to be able to thwart that. The circlet, for example, could still function inside the cage.
Well, I think also the nature of that particular spell is such that in an anti-magic field, he wouldn't come out. He would just still be in there, and in fact, you would not be able to release him while in the magic
While he's
field.
in
'Cause-
there. Okay.
Yeah, so it's in a stable state as it is, and you would need to like reactivate it to release him. Now, that's not to say you couldn't do that into the cage, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
but
If we
just
could
putting
get
the
him-
diamond into the
Well-
cage wouldn't work.
By that account, I mean, we could also bring the dead guy back to life and shove him in the cage real fast, and then we'd have both of them.
Yeah, we got 3 cages.
I
I mean, that's 3
don't know
people.
who made the bag, but I think it might have been Rupino.
Yeah.
But you're attuned to
Yeah.
it now.
Anybody
and-
can get out. He probably knows how.
But he would know the trick to getting out.
Or just untangle the magic.
We don't know anything about him.
Okay, but I'm just saying, we have people who have more answers than we do, and we just keep avoiding all of them. Like, we haven't talked to Tanglefoot in like a month.
Yeah.
He's been in there. He hasn't eaten any food, which, I mean, he probably didn't eat for like 900 years anyway. But that's the point. Like, we have people who have answers, but we're not doing anything with it. And like, we didn't use the circlet, and now somebody took it. I mean, we have all this stuff that we're so afraid of. We're like so afraid of everything that one of these days somebody's going to stop being afraid and do something, and then everybody's going to get upset, just like what happened with Nedry and the circlet. Because all
Well-
we do is argue about what we want to do because we're afraid.
Well, we did make a decision to get this place working again, to get the telescope working again so that we could see into Denethor. So why don't we continue down that path and learn from that? And if we don't learn enough, then we can consider those other things.
There is a library here too. It
Yeah.
seems to be in that same cipher that you were dealing with before sequential. So I'm hoping you'll be able to decipher it. That might be a
sense.
library that relates more to Rupino, which would give us a lot of information.
Also, there are fire sloths. They're so cute. And
Yeah,
they wanna
don't let them
cuddle,
hug you.
But don't
What
cuddle them.
have I told you about, things that are cute? I mean, you saw those like glowy orb things with the big eyes. They're obviously very dangerous.
That doesn't mean they're not cute. I mean, maybe they're
Just
friends.
because it's cute doesn't mean it's a friend.
Have you
No, they were
never-
friends. They were friends. They just couldn't help it. They were so happy to be my friend that they tried to burn me. That's
Mm.
it.
Have you never
Evidence
heard
is-
little fuzzy animals with big sharp teeth?
Have you remember that time that I don't even know where I came from? So I probably didn't hear that because
Ooh.
I don't even know if I
Okay.
ever was a child.
All right.
I have an
it's
idea.
it's a song we sing to the kids.
I
I'll
have
sing
an
it to
idea.
you later.
So
Okay.
some of us think it's a good idea to get information from talking to somebody. And there's obviously the books that only sequential can read, right? So what if some of us go and talk to the only one that we have that's alive, and then some of us go to the library?
Books. Oh, was
Ned-
it like a vote? Sorry.
Well, Nedry, you have the bag, so none of us have control over that but you. Like we
Yeah,
could
you
go in, but we
kinda-
couldn't get out.
You kind of have to go with us. I mean, you're not going to, I mean, I know you could magic the books so that you could read them,
I
but
think so. I'm not sure how complicated it is. Doesn't quite look like the cipher you were looking at before sequential. Same symbols, but not necessarily as
Mhm.
complicated. So I think I can probably figure that out.
Would it be possible for you to take us in the bag and then leave and go hang out with sequential and do the book thing? And then come back and get us? I
what if we need to
just
make a
don't
quick
look- there's-
getaway?
Yeah,
Well,
And I
I'll
don't
remind you
think
all
that
that
would
there
happen.
are also still areas of this facility that you have not
Mhm.
explored.
I still think it would be a good idea to. I sort of agree with Saline. I don't think we should bring that guy back to life or release the one in the gem, but we have one that's, well, he's not exactly cooperative, but he's
Mhm.
alive and we don't have to expend any more resources to talk to him.
Like I could stab him if he doesn't want to talk. I'm just saying. I stabbed that snake. I stabbed the adversary. That was exciting. Like I never knew that.
So if we go to the library and I take one of the books in the bag with me, I can be there.
Okay,
You
so
can
what
talk
if
to
we
him.
take the backpack with us to the library? Then we're all in the same place. Does that work?
Clock wipe. You are all down now in the library. Um,
There's also some stairs downward to another natural cave, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
one of
but
those
Kind of
Fire
look at the
fuzzy
state of the
things.
two of you. I don't know that that's a good idea for you guys to go exploring right now.
I'm
I
okay.
mean,
I took a short rest. I'm all healed up.
I like prestidigitate some of the burn damage.
They were purring. There's probably still one in there. I just kicked it. It didn't die.
Mhm.
If you see
along
it,
the
you'll
way.
understand.
Along the way,
Okay, does Sequential see anything super interesting in the books that might be a good place to start? Like if there's one that's
Yeah.
like super interesting right away, just bring that with.
Well, I mean, I think there are none of them that are like how to operate fancy telescope slash super weapon and for dummies, right? Like there's
Sure.
none that are like that. I mean, they all look like, gosh, these would be really interesting, but it's not something that's going to just answer all your questions
well,
in a few
can
minutes.
we get a general character of what the books are like, though? Like the titles of them? Or
They
not being
they seem to be on all manner of different subjects, but they do seem to be records. I think flipping through, they all seem to be like descriptions of various aspects of Dunatherian society, magic, and technology written in kind of a past tense way.
this would be wonderful to study. I really need to get that bookshelf in the bag.
Sequential, does this look like Greg Holden's writing?
It does not.
No.
Does it look like any of the writing that we saw in the tower? Like on those notes or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think where there's like scribbled notes and stuff like that, there's also a handful of notes that you suspect are Greg Holmes in here because they're clearly like on different, newer paper and that sort of thing. But a lot of them do seem to be like, I think your best guess is that most of these books are attempts by people who knew Dinuther to record as much of its knowledge and history and so on as they can, so it wouldn't just be lost.
So much to learn here. Anything we see through the telescope would need to be put in context by all this stuff. It's going to take me a while to study it all.
Yeah, I don't think we have the time to read all of them. And also you'd have to like learn the cipher and like learn an entire different language, it looks like. I don't know.
Sounds like fun.
Well, he does. Don't you have magic that would allow you to do that?
I do. It would help, but I don't know if it'll work on this particular language. It should, but I'd also like to learn it. But
Okay.
that'll take time. Maybe we can take out a few of the books and I'll carry them in the bag with me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Still need that bookshelf.
So if
Yeah.
you want to take like a handful of like a stack of books, what topics would you want books on?
Ooh.
Probably history.
Mhm.
If there's anything on magic or magic creation,
Mhm.
the shadows and legends, probably.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you can write down in a general sense that you have got one book each on those subjects.
Yep.
But yeah, you definitely get the feeling like these are books that are not written with like quick reference pages for the answers that you need here. Like it's probably a lot of good information, but it would require much longer term study.
Man, I'd kill for an index and maybe a cross reference, possibly a glossary.
Maybe
He's
someday
really-
you will make one.
I can hope. It would be an interesting side project.
Just gotta
So-
save everything first.
Bag?
So are we going in? Yeah.
Do
I'm
we
going
have
in.
something to give him? Because he's going to ask.
I can punch him.
Well, that's
It
the
didn't
thing.
seem
We
very
we
sturdy.
oh wait, Tanglefoot or
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tanglefoot.
Oh, I thought you meant the little thing, but yeah, Bigfoot.
I can punch Tanglefoot.
so we've never really come up with what we're willing.
Yeah, he wants that
Give
book,
him.
and we're
He
not
did
giving
say
his
he-
own.
I mean, he wants the book. He wants freedom.
Yeah,
We gotta
neither
give
one of those
something.
things.
We gotta
Well,
budge
I mean,
somewhere.
I think maybe we've gotten what we were going to get out of the book.
I think
Maybe,
he's
but-
gotten us to do with the book what he wanted us to do with the book. And I
We don't
think
know
if we
for
let him
sure.
out, he's gonna take
Oh,
off.
we're not letting him out.
and
No way.
Good. Because I think he needs to be dead. I don't think there's anything to be learned there. We can't trust him.
Well, we got to do something. Like I said, we're just avoiding things that we have right at our fingertips when it could provide answers.
Let's go talk to him.
One question: did Nedry ever get a chance to cast Identify on the book itself?
On the storybook, I believe you
Yeah.
did, and it was another one of those ones where its
Okay.
its purpose seems to be okay. I think what you determined from it is that the strange, so the illusory qualities of it were clear. Like what it does is obvious based on what you experienced. It creates illusions. It also creates a very real seeming cell that only unlocks once you have, solved the riddle of it. But I think casting Identify on it after the fact doesn't tell you anything about what that shockwave would have been. And what you can deduce from that is that it was something that was perhaps not inherent to the book itself, but something that was like an effect laid upon the book that was discharged when it did its thing.
Okay.
And if he hid the book,
Well, he knew it was there. I'm not entirely certain he hid it, but only he can answer that.
I guess we should go find out.
Well, so are you're going into the bag before you explore any more of the facility here? Is that the plan, or
Are we all going into the bag, or we're just a couple of us going in?
y'all tell me?
Like
I
thought.
feel like I'm hearing a lot of different parallel things.
I don't think Evan should go in the bag.
No.
Because if he needs to warn us about something, all he has to do is open it and he'll go in one of the cages, right? So that'll be a good sign something's wrong.
That's true.
I'm still a little bit unclear what you guys all mean by just you keep talking about in the bag.
It's a bag of holding that holds people. There's prison cells and stuff in there.
It's a bag of holding cells,
Yeah.
Okay.
sort of.
That's
So
weird.
we
Yeah.
have a
Stuff, but
It's not just a prison in a bag. There's lots of
We-
other things in
yeah.
the bag.
we
But,
found it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has a guy in there that is kind of a jerk who
He's also a murderer, so
yeah.
Well, so
Yeah.
I mean, we can definitely. I mean, I'm going to follow your lead, but I feel like, there's still parts of this place that we don't know what's there.
I agree.
I mean,
It's true.
what if you're all in the bag and like, I mean, even if I follow you into the bag to tell you something's happening, then it's just a bag here sitting on the floor that anyone could do anything with.
No, because
No.
the Nedry could let us out.
It's true. But I see what you're saying. We could explore the rest of this place. There's no particular reason to rush into speaking to Tanklefoot. And there may be more things here, something that the adversary didn't find, or
Well, I'm
Or
just
something.
worried about like there's those big stairs that we're looking at, and I'm just thinking like we don't know what's down there. What if something just comes up from there? Just I don't know. That's my instinct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make sense to finish exploring this space. And
And
Yeah.
I think sequential, based on your understanding of the notes, the only thing that makes any sense to be down those stairs is the rift.
Mm.
That, as we all may recall, could not currently be aligned into its proper orientation to make the telescope run because of an error that says obstruction.
yeah, that's right. We need to clear the rift so it'll put things back in balance.
Yeah, let's complete one task at a time before we change directions again.
so what other places do we have to explore? These stairs here. Are there any other doors we didn't open?
The only other one really is that there is this tunnel over here. Gonna ping right there. That sequential said leads to storage and an old tunnel access. but you never really went in there, not because you were
Yeah.
prohibited, but just because you didn't ever need to.
And was that the tunnel that hadn't ever been really
Yeah,
cleared?
like yeah, Greg Holm never did
Yeah.
anything in there.
Likely nothing of interest there.
All right.
Maybe we should just go check out the rift and hope it's not something too terrible. I doubt it.
Okay.
Everything here is terrible.
For future caution, if any of us go looking for any of the important things, maybe that should be a sign that we should be wary, just in case someone gets controlled again.
Well, for future reference, I don't want any of it. So if I ask for it, something is definitely wrong.
It might be more casual than that. You're pretty persuasive.
Evan suddenly gets this delighted expression and he says, "Code words! We should have code words! Because, like, if something possesses us, it wouldn't know the code word."
Yeah, that's solid.
I'll just speak in
Well,
his mind.
unless they
It
can
could just read
spry
your
on
mind,
us.
though.
Yeah, that too.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
they'd have to be scrying on us like right now if we did it.
I just imagine this moment where everybody just sort of looks around. They could be scrying on us right now.
Well, I'm telling you flat out, I don't want any of it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want anything to do with it. So if I ask for it, tie me up. Something. I don't know.
Do you
I don't want
have
it.
like you have the dragon scale and
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with this nightmare stuff.
how do you know? It was
Because
with
there's a
the
dragon
stuff.
scale.
We haven't figured out how to detect corruption yet, and we know it spreads, so just
Well,
about
now I
anything
don't have
can be
that
considered part
anymore.
of it.
Ugh. Gross.
Don't worry, we'll figure out a way to clear it out. I'm sure there's a way. Just requires research and practice.
Speaking of
Create
clearing
some
it out,
spells.
weren't we going to go?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, you're going down the stairs. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and move you to that map then. You
This is
head
fine.
down
This is fine.
the tunnel. There is increasingly a lot of firelight and extreme heat. It is very hot in here, and as you emerge from the tunnel, you see an enormous rift in this cavern that that has very large, just flames, and it's just a hole into endless fire as far as you can tell in there. You do see down here near the edge of it is a strange glowing arcane circle that does seem to still be active and almost kind of flickering in and out in sort of a spectral way. You see what might be a small humanoid figure frozen in place in kind of like a casting motion, but also like not moving, like completely stationary, not just like a person standing still, but like frozen, and kind of spectral looking. And
Guys,
then
we can collect another one. We'll
yeah,
have the
and
whole
then
set.
but then as you are standing there, you see emerging from this fire a large charcoal-skinned, flaming figure rises up out of the fire
Yep.
and says, "Have you come to view my new acquisition?"
Yes.
I am the greatest Ifrit in history. I have made and established a foothold in the prime material plane. Behold my glory.
Do I know the word Ifrit?
Make an Arcana check.
Oof. Well, that's not going to go well.
Or maybe a history check. You could make a history check if that's better.
No, they're
And
about
then-
the same.
Can Nedry make an
Yeah,
Arcana
either
check?
of you can make Arcana, or any of you can make Arcana or history, but tell me like which one.
14 Arcana.
Yeah, Nedry got a 22 Arcana. Okay, yeah. So I think Nedry and Jenny know that Ifrits are very powerful, like flame elemental spirits. That whereas most fire elemental type creatures tend to be sort of just very single-minded and not very complex in their behavior. And Ifrit is sort of like the pinnacle of what a fire elemental can be. They're very powerful. And they are known in stories to be like vain and tricky.
See?
Well,
Like hobbits is, you know.
no.
Yeah, there's blockage.
So the figure that seems caught midway.
So so this creature is sort of hovering. He's flying up. So he's like at your level, and he's kind of flies up to around here. Then this spectral figure is like at the center of this layer, which is about a 30-foot drop. If you see like sort of this little cliff face there, it's 30 feet down to that level.
Okay.
So you can see in this room that if you didn't want to just jump down a 30-foot cliff and land right next to an open portal into the elemental plane of fire, there is a path that goes all the way around the circumference of this area and then kind of ramps down.
With that one 30 feet down, so
Mhm.
I think it's the this is the edge, I guess, of the
Yeah.
cliff, right?
Mhm.
All right.
Of the
So I'm just trying to.
abyss.
So is the 30 feet the longest distance, roughly?
Well, I mean, this is where the weird non-Euclidean nature of D&D
Sure.
battle maps are concerned. So I would say yes, like it's 30 feet, like 25 feet away and 30 feet down, but then the math of the diagonals in D&D means that yeah, would still just be 30 feet.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just because there's not really any other practical way to deal with it. So This
So, like, the
Ifrit
rift
is
itself?
watching you kind of mutter amongst yourselves, and it looks like it's starting to get impatient.
So what's this new acquisition?
Yeah, what you got there? Tell us.
Are you talking about the tower in general or
Clearly, you are
motion?
fools to not understand the importance of a portal from one plane to another, owned by me.
Did you create it?
That is of no consequence. It is mine now.
Oh, he didn't create it.
Oh,
I've known guys like him my whole life.
We're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Actually, so I think we're not going to roll initiative tonight. What we're going to do is just because this would potentially be a big encounter. But what I will say is, as he looks like he's doing the Ifrit equivalent of like rolling up his sleeves. But as that happens, Carolina, you suddenly feel a message in your mind. Carolina, this is Yobert. I'm breaking silence because something has changed. The Emperor's men have been ordered to capture. Wherever you are, get out now.
well, that might be a problem.
Oh, I guess we're going to the plane of fire.
No, for a very short period of time.
Guys, we have a problem.
And I think that's
yeah.
actually maybe
curtain.
I think that's yeah. Pocket protectors, we have a problem. And so I think that's where we will end our session for tonight. And so we will have to find out what happens with this Ifrit dude and the friend of the Emperor and Mr. Gnome and what's that spectral guy doing down there in the telescope? All that got crazy stuff going on. But we're not playing next week because of the holidays. But we will plan to be resuming the week after that, which would be the
See y'all
4th.
next year.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for listening and or watching. Thank you so much for joining us in our little adventure here, and hope you all have happy holidays. And in the meantime, we will return in 2022 for adventure on so many levels.
So many levels.
Many levels.
So many levels.